Hey everybody, what's up, what's up, what's up? It's a beautiful Saturday in Miami. I have the pleasure of hanging out with this beautiful woman next to me. As you know, it is politics season. Everybody's talking about politics, who is running, who is not running, particularly in the United States, all over the world. I know you're watching, but we are going politics crazy with everything that our president is doing. And everything that is going on in the country. It just seems like we can't get enough. So I have another beautiful woman. She's not just a politician, so don't just judge her, please. Know that she's an attorney, she's a community advocate. She's been working hard on justice issues. She just didn't pop up and all of a sudden want to run for office. Let's just clear that up right now. She's a lawyer in South Florida. She was born in Haiti, but she grew up in North Miami or parts of Miami-Dade County. I won't give you a zip code, but I'm so happy that she decided to spend some time on a Saturday to talk about herself and let us explore all of the crazy issues that's going on in terms of politics. So welcome to the show. I'm Suzette Speaks, your host, with Miss Dotie Joseph.
Yeah. Wapm star.
Wapm, Wagwan, Jamaicans.com. Please make yourself known. I don't have my phone with me, but I'm actually using my phone to record today. But please be sure to like and comment, and please tell your friend to tell a friend and share. All right. So welcome, Dotie Joseph. You're looking so cute in this South Florida.
Yo, man, just trying to keep up with you today. You see her?
I'm trying. We got a little Miami flavor here. We're literally at a polling station. Okay, so if you don't know, if you're following us in UK, big up Toronto. But tell a friend to tell a friend. Of course, big up Jamaica. But tell a friend to tell a friend. If they live in South Florida, they need to go vote. It's early voting time, and we are literally at a polling station. So what does that mean? During this week and a half of early voting, people can come to any location and cast their vote. So we're in North Miami. As you see, people behind us giving out placards. There's a lot of activity. We're literally in the heart of Miami-Dade County. So I want Dotie to tell you more about herself, because I saw her win a very, very hard primary where she beat not one, but two dudes. One was a very popular incumbent to win her seat and to be taking on a challenger November 6th in a few days. So Dotie, a beautiful woman like you, smart woman like you, getting into politics.
Yeah.
Why? Why would you decide to take this journey?
Why would I decide to take this? So I almost decided not to take this journey. So for those who don't know me, my name is Dotie Joseph.
For the Caribbean people,
for the Caribbean people,
Dotie Joseph.
For the Haitians in the house, Dotie Joseph.
Dotie. Love
and
it.
then Lottie Dotie for everybody else.
Yes, I love it.
I'll give you two answers to that question. One reason I got involved is at the time I was serving as deputy city attorney for the city of North Miami Beach, and my role was to advise the commission on how to vote. I would do all the legal research, tell them what the parameters were, and then take the extra step of telling them, hey, here's the impact on the community, right? But at the end of the day, it was their decision to make. Whether it was good for the community, bad for the community, corrupt, not corrupt, it was them. Same thing with our legislators. And decision after decision, I realized they were failing us. And I got tired of begging people to do the right thing. I decided to clean the seat at the table to get it right myself.
Wow.
Because you know, if you're not on the table, you're
on the menu. So lovely. So you had an advisory role, and we're going to take it back to her childhood a little bit, because I think that helps you know who she is, and
more reason.
Okay.
So early on, I had decided I didn't want to get involved in politics. But at the end of 2015, I was involved in not one, not two, but 3 car accidents.
No.
Yeah. Very bad. The first one was the worst one. And it messed up my neck. I still have issues that I'm dealing with to this day. But you know, God is a healer.
Yeah.
So, but I just lived my life around it. But what those accidents did was they slowed me down enough for me to reevaluate really what I was doing with my life. At the time I was deputy city attorney, as I mentioned before, so I was already a public servant. I was president of the Haitian Lawyers Association, very engaged in the community, involved with the Caribbean Bar, like all of that.
Right.
But I knew I could be doing more. And I decided to make a couple of big decisions, and one of which was I was going to run for office to serve, because I knew I could do it better.
So I love this. I love the idea of sometimes life slows us down. I think that's a powerful lesson. Sometimes you're in the middle of life going, and it takes something really major. As you can hear people in the background talking, like I told you, this is a polling station. people are saying wagwan, people are saying sakpase, bonsoir, bonjour, all of that is going on in the background. So big up all my Haitian Americans who are watching, as well as my Jamaicans.com family, because it's so wonderful to see how much we really do have in common as island people. So we're going to get to that. But what I love is that you had to kind of take a self-evaluation. You had to, not because you chose to, the car accidents 3 basically had you to slow down and really stop what you were doing and really evaluate what you want to do. So at that point, you realize, and I see your sign waving back there, but don't worry, y'all know her name, Dotie Joseph. I see the sign waving. It's windy out here in Miami. Don't worry about it. But so you said to yourself then, I want to get involved.
Yeah,
I want to become.
I was already involved.
Yeah.
It was just taking it to a higher level.
Okay.
Because I was involved extracurricular, I was involved in terms of work, but I knew I could do more. So I just stopped running from this calling and just decided to go for it.
You know, sometimes when you have that mantle, you can't run from it for very long. It catches up with you.
I'm a preacher's daughter, and my mommy's a nurse. Typical Caribbean.
Yes,
and
that sounds very
literally born into service, right?
Oh, that's good. That's good. So you were born in Haiti.
Yes.
But you came as a little toddler.
I was 3 years old.
Three years old, coming to Florida, and you settled where?
First, my family explored the chance of living in New York with relatives. And they were like, yo, that's just too cool. So they came down to Miami. Started off in little Haiti and then moved on to
like many from the Caribbean. New York turns out to be a little too cold.
Yes.
And we say big up to the New Yorkers watching though. Brooklyn, Bronx, all of the New Yorkers, we love you. But I love you during the summer. I'm just gonna keep it real. And so we end up back in South Florida, in Miami, in Fort Lauderdale, West Palm Beach. Some go to Orlando and Tampa. So you come back down here and you basically grow up in the district that you're trying to represent.
Exactly. We lived right near Lakeview Elementary, which is in the district. It's right outside of North Miami in unincorporated Dade County. And then I went on to elementary school also in Liberty City at Charles Drew Elementary. Miami Norland.
Not too far from here, actually. Charles Drew, big up the people in the North Miami district. So real quick, give us a quick summary of some of the major cities that are in your district. So for people who don't know Miami, so we can get an understanding where she hopes to represent on November 6th.
So Florida House District 108 is one of the most diverse economically and culturally districts in the entire Miami-Dade County and probably in the entire state. So it includes Miami Shores, El Portal, Biscayne Park, the west side of the city of North Miami, and it includes parts of the city of Miami, I said city of North Miami.
You said North Miami, El Portal,
It's going to be parts of the city of Miami, including Liberty City, Little Haiti, Design District, Morningside area, all of that is in the district.
Awesome. So she has like the real major, predominantly representing people of color, if you will, from Miami-Dade County. So you have Liberty City, you have Little Haiti, parts of El Portal, where we are. Biscayne Park is in
right now we're in North Miami, and Biscayne Park is
in your district. Yeah. We're in North Miami, Biscayne Park. We drove through because we were getting ready at her house right before this, but I didn't know Dotie. I'm so happy to kind of have seen her do some real damage in the primary. So tell us about your primary fight. A lot of people started to know your name and know who you are. I see some people coming in my background. They know we tape it, but they want to come in and say hi. But okay, Poppy, we on TV, baby. We on TV. No. Thank you. You know it's live. The man with a megaphone, whose job is to
it's the other megaphone.
Oh, that's the other megaphone. We got megaphones out here. It's real politics happening in action, but I love it because it shows civic engagement. It shows people who want to hear or see their community more involved in the political process. So we got people sitting down wanting to eat a sandwich while we trying to tape. So that's all right. That's a lot of love. But I forgot what I was going to say. What was I talking about? So we going with the flow because I was talking literally. It's so much action over here. I'm trying to
ask about the primary.
Oh, the primary fight. There we go. Thank you guys. Be sure to like, comment, and share those. Big up Dotie Joseph. All right. So the primary fight. You were the youngest person in there.
The only lady.
The only woman. Happened to be a woman with a tan. Thank you very much. And you had an incumbent that was well known, well funded, and seemingly had the advantage, but yet you came out victorious. So for the ladies out there thinking about politics, I love the fact that you see a living example of someone who is an underdog really take on establishment candidates and come out victorious. How does one do that in this kind of climate right now where people tend to, what should I say, discount, underestimate, and really just want to see I think people like us, women, people of color, kind of off in the background. We want your vote, but we don't want you necessarily to be the candidate. How did you do this? I really am so impressed by this.
Well, I will tell you this. I was born in a hurricane. So I was a child.
Literally?
Literally.
Which hurricane?
Hurricane David.
Hurricane David, you was in Haiti?
I was in Haiti.
So she was born during the storm. That's an interesting story. We're going to get back to that.
In fact, I'll just tell you the story real quick. So the story goes, there was thunder, lightning, and then after thunder, you heard a baby crying, and that was me.
Oh my gosh. So a storm, Hurricane Baby, comes to South Florida and creating the storm herself.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. In law school, they used to call me the quiet storm. Because by the time it hits you, it's already too late.
I love it.
There's nothing you can do.
I love it.
But the reason I say that is that's part of my temperament. Not to be stormy, but to be involved in the storm. You gotta do it.
Absolutely. And that's needed in politics.
Yeah. I mean, not even just in politics.
In life.
I'm going to just talk to the ladies for a second.
Yes.
Because the dudes, you don't have to ask them but one time to run for office. They're like, okay, good, I'm ready, I'm there.
Right.
Women, you have to ask like 5, 6, 7, 10, 15 times to run for office.
No, we don't believe we're ready. We hesitate. We got the family. We got the work obligations. We like to say we're given service, but we don't know that we're ready to lead formally because we're already leading in churches. We're already leading in our community and civic organizations. But for some reason, we doubt ourselves. I agree with you. When it comes to politics, we're like, no. And it is stereotypically been a man-dominated arena. So
I mean, even in job interviews, people will say, well, I'm not going to apply to that job because I'm not qualified.
Absolutely.
Of the 10 criteria, I only have 7.
Right.
That's the woman.
Right.
The guy will have, okay, I got 2 criteria.
I'm still apply.
Not even I'm still apply. I'm going to get that job.
Exactly.
Like the level and the approach of confidence is completely different.
Absolutely.
And I think we just need to get to the point where we start to implement a bit of advice that one of my high school teachers gave me. And what he said to me was, never close the door on yourself. There are going to be plenty of people who are going to close the door on you. Always give yourself a fighting shot.
Absolutely.
Right?
I can't agree more. So here you are. Who encouraged you? You said to yourself, this was the right race, this was the right time. Because I think a lot of time, timing is everything.
Yeah.
Look at Governor Gillum. Hopefully, I'm calling him governor already. He's not governor yet. But Mayor Andrew Gillum coming in, people counted him out. People thought he was not, the right person, the right demographic representation, the right, time, age,
down
everything.
and out.
So
he's
you
the representative of the people of Florida.
Exactly. So you look at it now, I think you kind of embody the same thing for your district. Because your district, like just explained, is really ethnically, economically, architecturally. When I drive through, when I see something like the historic looking and Art Deco design of North Miami. If you haven't been through North Miami, where we are, parts of Little Haiti, just the architecture that reflects the Caribbean, you're missing out. When you come here, don't just go to South Beach, right? Come where the real people are. Come where you're going to see the flavors, all the flavors of the Caribbean. How do you feel like you embody your district?
So my district, just for people to get a little context, it's very diverse. And I have experience throughout the entire district. The majority, it's just over 50% majority black. And of that majority black, it's majority Haitian. And nowhere is that more telling than we're just knocking on doors. And as we're knocking on doors, I can literally speak just about every language in the district.
You speak
whether it's
French,
Haitian,
Creole,
I speak
Spanish.
Spanish.
Yes.
Listen, I speak just enough Spanish to negotiate a discount or ask you for your vote. Okay?
I love it. And shout out again to the megaphone man who is behind us, calling out in Creole what people should vote for and how people should vote. I love it. If you guys could only capture the energy at this polling place in Miami, the people are activated. It's something about this midterm election in the United States. It doesn't feel, what do you say, something in the air. I know there's a Creole saying that you can smell the change coming, hopefully. I feel it. I mean, people are energized. We can't even show you the people's faces, but the line, and they're not complaining. They're standing in line ready to exercise their vote. So if you have not voted yet, please tell your friends, tell anybody you know live in Miami, vote and vote for this lady. So I want to talk a little about.
Let me understand what you just said.
Yeah.
This, folks, like for real talk, this is probably one of the most consequential elections that you will ever experience in your lifetime.
Absolutely.
And this is not my word. This is President Obama saying it's more consequential than either of his 2 what the people in the White House and their entourage are telling it stands for? Or does it stand for truth, justice, the American way, equality, acceptance, unity, diversity, and all the things that we know truly make America great?
Oh, yes.
So this is our time to do our course correction.
Right.
And we have to take it very seriously.
Absolutely.
Especially us, people from the Caribbean.
Right.
Because now you hear this president talking about he wants to revisit the 14th Amendment and
naturalization. They want to take back. I'm a naturalized citizen. Is Trump coming for me?
Listen.
I mean, you know, it's funny until it could be real. Do you
But
know
it
what
can
I'm saying?
be real.
Like, it's very
you guys
strange.
need to. This is not a dress rehearsal. He's
Yeah.
already established an office, a denaturalization office. So that exists already to this day. On top of that, we saw the same thing happen already with the Dominican Republic, and we were like pushing hard against
And
that
shock
because
fighting.
all you have is the trend, and all you need is these people to be emboldened to think they can do things, and nobody pushing back. But we are pushing back.
Yeah, you gotta
but right
vote.
now.
Yeah.
You need to vote, not only like your life depends on it, but if you don't vote now, you might not get the opportunity to do it again.
I'm telling you.
For real,
Let me just
you have to
keep it real.
call
Yes.
everyone.
Yes.
Make sure you pick them up, take them to the poll.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's no negotiation, there's no discussion.
Absolutely.
Tomorrow's the last day of early voting in Florida, and then you have election day.
Absolutely.
Do not take this for granted.
I could not agree more. And I think sometimes we sit at home and the line too long and this and that. We're not like that. We literally have huge issues at stake right now. Not just governor, our local people, our judges. All these people are in office that are going to create an environment that we all have to live by in terms of lawmaking and rulemaking locally. So no matter where you are, people like to get this crazy excuse like, oh, my vote doesn't make a difference. Absolutely it does.
If it didn't, they would be trying so hard to
take it from you.
Look at what's going on in Georgia, y'all.
That's
Like,
very
for real.
true. If it didn't mean anything, why would they be trying to block 1.5 million Floridians, ex-cons who have paid their debt to society, who still are not allowed to vote, guys. Vote yes on Amendment 4 to restore rights of people who've been convicted. But I don't want to get too into the weeds, but I can hear the passion, and you can hear my passion as well from both Dotie Joseph, myself, because it's that important, and we wouldn't be spending the time here on a Saturday to tell you about her and to tell you about the issue. So I know you gotta go campaign. She was literally just shaking hands before she came on with us. I want you to find out from her where she stands on some of the major issues when you get to Tallahassee, because that's where she'll be when she's elected. Hey, she'll be going to Tallahassee, representing most of central Miami, different cities as she mentioned before. What are some of the major issues that you're going to tackle when you get to Tallahassee?
So I'm passionate about making sure people have equal access to a couple of things. One of those is economic opportunity. And sometimes people just think jobs. Not just jobs. Some people don't want a job. Some people want to create their own jobs. Some people want their own business. And we've had some success working with some of the businesses in my district before I was running for office through a program called Leadership Miami that I was a participant in. And we would locate businesses, do a little study, see where we can help them, whether it's technical support, having them access to grants and capital, and whatever it is to help them take their business to the next level. Because sometimes, especially in our community, we have a lot of entrepreneurs, but not a whole lot of technical support. People who've made it don't necessarily go back and help other people make it. So we wanted to make sure.
We want to open a business, but we don't know how to keep it open and make it profitable.
All of that.
We don't have the resources.
All of that. But we want to make sure that we build that longevity so people can be profitable and can be successful and self-sustaining. We also I personally want to do a program where we partner with different entities in the community that have jobs. They have jobs that they're looking to fill, and make that connection so that we train the people who are coming out of high school, college, so that they have an entry-level position that will pay a living wage. Shout out to the Fighting 15.
Yes.
All right, so that's one thing. In addition to that, I want to focus on education. I don't need to talk to us about education because if you're Caribbean, your parents already did that job. I just want to make sure that we have equal access to the opportunities, regardless of what zip code you live in, regardless of how much money your parents have in the bank. You have access to a quality education, whether it's public, private, whatever. I want to make sure you get educated. I'm focusing on making sure that our public schools are fully funded because they should be and they have not been. And there's a focus less on teaching and more on high-stakes testing that has nothing to do with educating our children. So I want to correct that. Those are some issues. In addition, in terms of environment, we're living in South Florida. How could we not be focusing on being climate change ready and resilient.
Absolutely. It's flooded. Every time it rains, it flood out. It's like, you want to move to Miami, but make sure you're not in a flood zone.
Man.
Because now we feel it. We're on the front lines of climate change. And as far as what we are doing about it in Florida, it's kind of questionable. But I know, and it looks like the weather is changing. We're outside at the polling station, North Miami Library, with Miss Dotie Joseph. She's running for District 108. I hope she wins. She's already killed them in the primary. Came out victorious after a really fierce battle. And she has one more fight on November 6th against a libertarian candidate who I already have a feeling this is just the beginning of a great career for her. And as you can hear, I wanted you to hear for yourself that she's passionate about serving others. A lot of people get into office for the wrong reasons and trying to make a name for themselves and popularity and whatever. But clearly, she has a great mind on her, a great head on her shoulders. She's a graduate of Yale University undergrad and Georgetown Law School. Not too shabby. Hello. And tell us real quick where you've worked, some of the work you've been involved in, because we're going to cut in a little bit because it looks like it might rain. But go ahead.
All right, so to whom much is given, much is required. So I have been given much in terms of opportunities, in terms of education, and I don't take any of that for granted. And I call myself one of those people that is just here to give back and to serve. Because when I don't like bullies, right? Like, I eat beans for breakfast. I joke and I say that, but that's why I became a lawyer. I don't like when people pick on people just because they're younger, smaller, less money. I'm not a respecter of persons, and I think we need to get to the point where we treat people as equals. And if we did that as a society, there's a lot of stuff we wouldn't have to deal with. Absolutely. Unfortunately, that's not the case. So to answer your question, a little bit of my trajectory, I worked with Congressman Peter Dotie in his district office in Florida. He liked me so much, invited me to work in his office in D.C. After I graduated from Yale, I had the opportunity to work with President Carter in Atlanta, not in his administration, at the Carter Center.
At the Carter Center post his presidency. Yes, okay.
And then after that, I went on to law school to become a civil rights attorney, and I did just that. Once I graduated, I litigated class actions all around the United States for employment discrimination, and I took a very good job.
I already know.
Yeah.
And you were the first attorney,
the first black attorney ever to work in the city of North Miami Beach, assistant city attorney, deputy city attorney, and interim city attorney. I'm currently serving as first vice chair of the Miami-Dade Democratic Party. So vote Democrat up and down the ticket, please.
Okay.
From Andrew Gillum, Bring It Home,
right?
Bill Nelson, all the way Sean Shaw, Nikki Free. I don't need to tell y'all. Just you see that dim, just bubble it in. All right. So we're gonna do that.
I love it, and I'm so thankful because you can hear she has the acumen. She's not yesterday woman caring about civil rights, caring about women's rights, caring about refugees' rights. She has quite the exposure. As I was reading your bio, you can go to DotieJoseph.com.
That's Dotie with one T,
Dotie,
Joseph.com.
And find out.
Like me on Facebook,
yes.
Follow me on IG, just Dotie Joseph.
Yes.
Real simple.
So I'm so proud of her. I know, again, we just become acquainted, but I know this is not the last I want to see of her. After the election, she has a heart for the community, which is really why I really wanted to bring her on and show women, hello, fellas, we love you. Show women what can be done when you put yourself out there. When you decide, when you decide to get off the sideline and believe in oneself, support will come. If you see her walking around this polling place, the kisses and the hugs, the people are your folks. They love her, and that comes with the territory. I think sometimes we think we won't have backing, and there's a lot of people cheering us and just waiting for us to get off the sideline. So thank you for your example, Dotie. Thank you for sitting down with me. Please like, please share, and I want to give one more quick shout out before we leave. Yes. Big up my girl, D. Marie. She is from Park Lane Jewelry. She hooked us up today, had us styled all cute and stuff for you. But I really just wanted to get across, guys, we gotta vote. There are people like this woman in the race that really does reflect us and our interests. And I want us to not stay at home and risk this election. And others speaking for you. So big up to all of my folks watching. Please do like. Yes, go ahead.
So one last thing. I'm gonna talk to not just the ladies, but everybody. I believe that everybody has certain seeds of greatness planted inside of you.
Absolutely.
That only you are uniquely qualified to bear fruit in this world.
Absolutely.
So you have a choice. You can take that seed and bury it in the ground and nobody will ever see it. or you can water it and let it grow and bear fruit. And I'm gonna ask you to let your gift shine. And I know it's hard, and I know people tell you couldn't, or you're not good at X, or you're not good at Y. Don't listen to the noise. You and the God Almighty know what you can accomplish if you just try. Just give yourself the chance, and other people will show up. But you need to give yourself the chance. So I'm begging you to give yourself the chance and to vote and just handle stuff.
I love it. Well said. A lovely note to end on. While we get more foot traffic in our video around, like and share. Big up to Dotie Joseph. Again, find her on Facebook, like her page, find her on Instagram, but more importantly, vote for her before it's too late. November 6th is a big day, guys.
Push number 46.
Make sure you do it. All right. Suzette Speaks. Lots of love to all of you. Have a wonderful rest of your week. We'll see you soon. Take care. All right, Poppy. We have a guest cameraman. You can press the button again. Press it again. And he's hooking up. One of Dottie's supporters is helping us. Thank you.
It's still live.
All right.